Hello, everyone, and welcome to Amarillo Valley High School's Back to School Night. I am Mr. Porter. I am the Math 2 teacher of your child. And despite the strange times, I'm all happy that you're able to at least see this video and understand, hopefully by the end of it, how this class is set up, how it's set up properly so it can help support your child learn mathematics, and also what you can do to help them too. So before I get started, I'm going to go ahead and pass this video over to my co-teacher, Ms. Shetty. Take it away.
I'm Mrs. Shetty, and for those of you who are not aware, this is a supported Math 2 class. What that means is that there are two teachers supporting your students in this math class, and I have the privilege and honor to be the second half of it, like the other half, I should say. So, a little bit about myself. I've been in Amador. This is going to be my fifth year at Amador as a full-time teacher, and this is going to be my fourth year in being part of this whole supported model for math. So it's been exciting so far, and I look forward to this year too. So I'd encourage your children basically to reach out to us and get the support they need, because they have ample support out here in the math class, and outside of it, we also have separate office hours where students can come and avail to get extra one-on-one support or group support or whatever it is they need. Be available here to support them. If you need to reach me, you can reach out to me at msherry@pleasantonusd.net. And while I'm sure all of us will agree this is not the most ideal situation, and it would be nothing like it to have an in-person class. But that said, I still look forward to this whole teaching and learning experience.
And I'm back. So let's go over now with those introductions done. Let's talk about how the format of this class works. So this class is actually set up in a way called a system called a flipped classroom. And what that means is before class even starts, students are given 1 to 2 videos created by me, which are effectively the lessons for the material for the class. Students are expected to watch both videos, and then they are given assignments based on those videos. There are just a few problems, and it shows me how much they understood of the material. So if you want to see any of these videos for yourself, you can go ahead and take a look at this YouTube channel for this Back to School Night video, and you will find the videos that I've been showing your children to teach them mathematics. So that gives you some examples of what they're dealing with. And you're probably wondering, well, why is this happening? Why is this setup being done for an online class? I'll tell you that in just a moment. And I just want to point out that what this does is it lets me see the assignments ahead of time, and I can see how much your child knows of the material that I just taught them, and it lets me build and form the actual lesson to their needs. So the actual lesson starts off with a warm-up where as they come into class and I take attendance, they are completing something that's either based on what we just dealt with in the video, or it could be based on a mistake that they were making in their homework assignment. After that, we actually go over mistakes and misconceptions that I saw from the homework. So if you're thinking, well, is this teacher actually teaching my child in class? The answer is yes. It's just that now I can focus exactly on what they need, versus if there's one part of the lesson that they just aced, why should I focus on teaching that in class when there's clearly other things that they need help with? And then after that, they spend the majority of the rest of the class on an assignment that's typically that's group work. And I know that some people don't like group work, especially sometimes you're put in situations where the other students aren't doing their work. Well, the way that I do my group work is that in the end, they're working together. They can check their answers to each other, but each child is responsible for only their work. So even if they're put into a group where no one is working together, they're still able to submit their own work. Of course, I'm still going into each of these Zoom rooms and I am checking with them and asking if they need any help, so on and so forth. So they're still getting support regardless. It just helps break them up and keeps things a bit more organized. Then the classes wraps up with a small little X ticket just to check to see what the students know. And that's how the class is set up. And it's incredibly important that students are actually watching these videos and getting the lesson before the class. And just so you know, the Math 2 class is the one that, out of all my classes, the one that isn't watching all the videos. So if you could, I would make sure that your child is watching those videos and stay on top of their work. Now, you probably, to give you an example of what the setup is like, here's an example of a PowerPoint that I like to show, that I showed just like a couple days ago, where students had to do some review on the law of exponents. And all these things right here were mistakes that I was seeing from their homework. Just to draw your attention to a few parts of this PowerPoint. If you take a look at the very top that just got circled, you'll notice that I always have a goal at the very top of every single slide of my PowerPoints that tells the students what we're focusing on for the day. And to keep things even more organized, in the top right there, I circled also, the students could see the agenda for the day. So they could see how everything's structured and things are a bit more clear to them. So let's just give you an example of what a lesson might look like at the very beginning. Now, even with all this happening, you might think that your child doesn't get enough support, and that's fine. Sometimes children need more support than a single class will do. So what you can do is every day, except for Wednesday, I am available from 1 to 3 during office hours. Students can come into a Zoom link that I've provided with them and then get one-on-one help. So they can get as much support as they want if they reach out for that. And if that's not enough, or if those times don't work, they could still email me, and you can also contact me at that email. So if by the end of this video you feel like I haven't really answered all your questions, feel free to email me, and hopefully I can clarify anything for you. Now, the last thing I think that's on everyone's mind is how are grades going to work? And I'm going to be doing a point-based system where instead of percentages, where students it's a lot easier for them to see where all their grade is coming from. But I also want to point out that this is not set in stone. This is like the estimate, 100 for participation, and so on and so forth. But it could change just based on the situation. If we're stuck online for the whole time, it's quite possible that assessments should not be as worth as much as actual assignments and homework. But we'll just see how it goes. We'll have to adapt. So if there are any huge changes to the grading system, I'll make sure to inform your child immediately. But otherwise, that's all I have to tell you for this. Once again, if you have any questions, please email me. Otherwise, feel free to like and subscribe so you can follow this channel and get updated when new videos come out. Have a good day or good night.